Welcome to On the Sidelines, the show that discusses sports and how sports intersects our lives. I'm your host, Paul McGrath, and I'm glad that you can join us for this show. As many of us grow older, keeping active is highly encouraged. The recent phenomenon of pickleball is currently keeping both the older and the younger generations active. But what about some old-time activity that can help us with our physical well-being? What I am talking about is old-time. That is old-time hockey. You have to be old-time to participate in this physical activity. Such a group of old-timers is the Central Mass Rusty Blades. Joining us here on the sidelines from the Rusty Blades is Paul LaVenture and John Donovan. Gentlemen, welcome to On the Sidelines.
Great to be here, Paul. Thanks.
Let's go back a little bit to the history of the Blades. I know, Paul, that you sent us something here. A fellow by the name of Joe Capillo, I guess, was instrumental in starting the Rusty Blades, I guess in Mass or Central Mass, if you can give a little bit on that.
So the Rusty Blades started, we're going to guess about 1995, mid-90s. I played hockey with him in the rink in Worcester, long time ago. I mean, long time
Every
ago.
time, yeah. Now, were you a hockey player in high school or college? Or?
No, I never played. I wasn't good enough. I played pee-wee hockey, and then I went in the Army. When I came back, I took the game up again and been playing ever since.
Yeah.
But Capillo started it, Joe Capillo, and he was a sports writer for the Telegram and Gazette, the Southbridge.
Southbridge, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And that's where it started. I know here on the write-up from Bill Clue, excuse me, he was involved in the senior games. And they wanted hockey to be part of the senior games for the winter, which it wasn't. And he goes, believe it or not, the idea of adding ice hockey was received with skepticism by the organizers. The decision was made reluctantly to include ice hockey in the Mass Senior Winter Games. And unfortunately, that happened even here in Westboro in the early 80s when the Westboro high school team started. The school committee would not fund the hockey program. It was the parents. And that was 1980. Now, here we are in 1995. Maybe they think we're too old at that point. I don't know what it was, but at least it got through, and you started the hockey there. Did you ever play in the senior games, or?
Yes. So I've been the manager, the event manager for the Mass Senior Games for the last dozen years now. Like you say, they were skeptical way back in the beginning. There was a guy from Springfield who was part of the Springfield College, and he wasn't a hockey player, so hockey wasn't important to him. Yeah. But we had these games, and I asked if I could, if we could get involved in it, and he was reluctant at first, but he finally said,
seems to be a word. Yeah.
Yeah. So he did say yes, you can do it, and so ever since, all of us guys, we get together and we make it happen.
Now, John, you're a Westboro guy, so what's your history with hockey? Did you play? Or?
Yeah, I played starting as a little kid. I grew up in Shrewsbury, moved to Westboro about 34 years ago when I got married. Loved the town. Don't even think of myself as a Shrewsburyite anymore.
Well, don't tell him that. Yeah.
But we live in mutual harmony.
Yeah.
But yeah, played through the town program all the way through. Played a little bit in high school. Played a little club hockey in college, and then played like men's league and pick up beer league stuff. Strangely enough, I stopped playing a couple years after I got married. Too many chores.
Yeah, more things to do.
Oh, yeah.
But ran into these guys, say a year and a half, 2 years ago, and one of the fellows that lived next to my mother down in Shrewsbury, I saw him airing out his equipment after a game one day when I was doing chores at my mother's.
Yep.
And I said, do you play hockey? And he said, yeah, I do. And I said, do you play? I said, well, I haven't for about 20 years. All my stuff was in the bag in the corner of a closet. And so he said...
Airing out?
No. Oh, you don't air out your equipment. It ruins the smell.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, anyone who's ever played hockey in their life, the two words will immediately bring back a sensation of memory. You just say hockey bag, and they'll go, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, well, you should come down sometime and, on a Wednesday, which is sort of the introductory day for new guys. And so I dragged the equipment out, got the skate sharpened, hit a few public skating sessions, and then came down and just rediscovered the love of the game. I mean, once you grow up and you're a hockey guy for life. And so the best part is it's a really, it's a great bunch of guys, very welcoming, competitive, but very, supportive, and, it's been a joy. It's honestly, it's been a joy to play with these guys.
So when and where do you play?
Well, we play down at the arena, the Buffoni Arena on Lake Ave in Worcester.
Right over the line, yeah.
Yep. We've done a couple of, we do some fun skates at the DCU Center in Worcester.
Yeah.
We're doing one this Sunday, actually, before the Railers game.
Yeah.
So will you be playing someone else? You're playing
kind of an inter-squad scrimmage.
Yeah.
So we have enough guys that we can split up and have 2 full teams. And so what we'll do is divide into a white team and a red team. So this is our home uniform, and our red uniforms are away, or vice versa, depending. And so we'll play for an hour right before the Railers game. I think 12:30 to 1:30. The Railers game will be at 3.
Yep.
And so it's a great time, great community, and the families come and stuff like that. So we have a very good time.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful day. We also do benefit games too, which, as Paul could probably speak to, which is a great facet of the organization.
So you said red and white. You're like, I guess, the unofficial commissioner, or I don't know what your title is here, but
I don't.
Huh?
We have a board of directors.
Board of directors.
I'm one of the 5 guys.
Okay. So how do you divide the whites and the reds? I mean, are you the white and the red all the time, or do you kind of depends on who comes?
Yeah. So we all have a red jersey and a white jersey.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
When a guy comes, we'll ask, do you have a preference for a number? And they'll say whatever it is, and I have a master list, and I'll go, no, the number's already taken. These numbers are available, and you picked, what did you pick?
I got 32.
32.
We'll see. Yeah.
So they get a number. They get a red
jersey.
jersey.
Goes with his age. Huh?
Yeah.
Almost.
They get a red jersey and a white jersey,
Yeah.
and then we have the logo put on and the number put on the back. And in the morning, you go around the locker room and you try to split up the talent.
Yeah.
Okay. You go red, white, red, and you try and balance it out. Then we tell the guys, bring your other
both
jersey
shirts.
with you.
Just in case. Yeah.
Go out on the ice, and you'll see what the talent. You say, oh, this team is really stacked. You and you switch, and we try to get parity.
Yeah, I try to split up the defensemen so there's an equal group on one side. And
So and is there an age requirement of
Oh yeah.
60 plus.
60 plus?
If you're not 60, you can't skate with us. Sorry.
That's it. Yeah, you have to be 60 plus.
60 plus.
So how do people find out about the Rusty Blades? I mean, are you recruiting? Do you need?
You have to look for people airing out their equipment on their front porches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Dave?
So, in my case, I played in a league in Auburn for many, many years. I don't know, 40 plus years, and a lot of guys will migrate from that league
Oh, I see.
to the Rusty Blades.
So they know the Rusty Blades. Yeah.
Like I'll say to you, hey, you should come and skate with us when you finish playing in the league.
Yeah.
And if we're not having, if we're still accepting people, you'll come and skate with us. You'll try out. Well, everybody will take a look at you, and if you don't fit in, we don't want you. And we'll say that right up front. Little deal was, in hockey talk, we explain to you that if you don't fit in.
What the deal is, yeah. Well, I remember, and we're going to show this, when I was down at the rink, we were shooting some tape, and one of the fellows I talked to, and I apologize, I don't remember his name, but he told me he did not skate, until he was 26 years old. But then the love of the game, and somehow he fit in, so it works. Well, we said 60 is the minimum age, but I think most of them go a little bit older than 60. I say, Aiden, why don't we, if we can, let us meet the Rusty Blades? On the Sidelines is here at Buffoni Arena in Worcester, Mass. We are just about to meet the Rusty Blades.
Hi, John Donovan, 67, great town, Westboro, Massachusetts. Shout out to Billy Lynch.
Hi, Rob Tolland, 71, live in Belchertown. And the same for Billy. Hope he gets better quick, Billy.
Roland Bossy, 73, Leicester, Mass.
Paul LaVenture, 77, Shrewsbury. Shout out to Billy Lynch.
Minyazavut Alexander Mikhailovich. Okay, Steve Miller, Webster, Massachusetts, age 73.
Ed Giambetti, 75 years old, Ashland, Massachusetts.
Tim Gagnon, 70, Worcester, Mass. Go Billy.
Tom Mackey, 71, Ashland, Mass.
Bill Sheridan, Auburn, Mass, 72. Go Lynchy.
Hey, Carter Burking from Sutton, Mass. Just turned 68. We miss you, Billy.
Steve Zemsky, 73, Thompson, Connecticut.
Doug Einerson, 67, Shrewsbury, Mass.
Skip Burnett, age 72, Shrewsbury. We miss you, Billy.
Jack Wheels, 64, Baldwinville, Mass.
Kevin Anderson, 70, Spencer, Mass.
James Patrick Amarello, Shrewsbury, by way of Worcester.
Dave Madron, Shrewsbury, 81, granddaughter plays for the Shrewsbury team.
Mike Gossing, 65, Marlborough, Mass.
How you doing? Andy Cintaro, 71, Sudbury, Mass.
Nick Davis, 66, Auburn, Mass. Scott, 55, Dudley, Mass.
John Coyle, Medway, Mass. 78 years old.
Andy Foster, 65, Lemon Massachusetts.
Well, there you go. Good or bad. You know, they always say the goalies have a different personality. I think it follows all the way through.
He plays both goal and up, the last guy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Andy, yep. All-purpose Andy.
So, yeah. So I think the big thing there we heard about, there was a shout-out to Billy.
Yep.
And Billy is Billy Lynch of Westboro.
Yes.
And here it is. Here's Billy. We couldn't get him there, but we got him here. Billy was the coach of Westboro High School hockey team, and here he is in action. And we give a shout out to Billy. He's had some health issues, but it looks like he's recovering, and hopefully we'll get him back on the ice there for you.
Yeah. There's a thing about Billy Lynch. In hockey, there's this blue line. It's about a foot wide, and normally you're supposed to be on this side of the line before the puck. Well, quite often he's on the other side, and we'll be screaming offside. So now we call it's a Lynch side.
Oh, I thought his middle name might be Hanger or something like that. That's what those guys used to do.
He's exuberant. He likes to drive to the net, but he doesn't really have the return worked out yet.
Yeah, well, you can't have everything, but we wish Billy the best, and he couldn't be with us, but he's here. Okay, we're talking about age, etc., and let's talk about this fella here, if you can, for a minute, guys.
So he played till he was 87, 88 years old.
Yeah.
And his son now plays with us, which is great.
Yeah.
AJ. And he was with us for years and years and years, and he sat directly across from me in the locker room when he was playing.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. He has a lot of old antique cars, and he's known in Shrewsbury.
He's a Shrewsbury guy? Yeah. So how many days a week do you play?
We play 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We usually hit the ice at 8 in the morning, and we play till 10 of 10.
Yeah.
So it's a good workout. We have Monday and Friday is, the fast game. Wednesday is what we call the Legends skate. So the older guys play, and they play like dedicated lines against each other. Sometimes it's supposed to be a slower pace, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Everything kicks in.
The competitive juices take over, and they really go at each other. And
hockey mentality.
Yep. You get wound up in the game, and you just go for it. And
the main thing is it's a great bunch of guys. It's gentlemen's hockey. When a guy comes, we explain to them, no checking, no slap shots, no physical contact if you can avoid it. And we really try to, if somebody is getting a little aggressive, we'll have a talk with them.
Well, I want to get into, I'm going to diverse for a second, but there are other Rusty Blades organizations throughout the U.S. and throughout Canada. So I was looking them up to see. This one really kind of was interesting. This was in St. Cloud, Minnesota, I believe, and they have their, everybody has rules and regs. I'll get into that in a second. But they said the Rusty Blades, that's an elite men's league hockey team made up of highly quality, moral players and grinders. I mean, sometimes you're a grinder and you're moral. I mean, these guys got a pretty good definition. But as you say, it's at our age, you
do what you can do.
You do what you just can.
We have grinders. We have some very, very skilled players.
Yeah.
And guys that play at the top level of the game.
Yeah.
And but we got guys that work the puck up and just dig along the boards. And there's really room for every facet of the game.
In the game, yeah.
Every level of talent.
Yep, every level of talent, and everything you can do.
So Alphonse is now passed on, but we have someone that's replaced him, I guess. There he is.
That's Lionel Bourgeois.
Yeah.
He will be 89 years old on May 8th this year. He's the oldest active player in the Rusty Blades.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah.
He just played yesterday.
Yeah.
Did he? Now, is he a winger? What is
he's we were joking about this in the locker room. Usually what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room, but this is
we'll say on this show.
That's
this is clean. We said whatever position Lionel plays, he always ends up as a centerman.
Oh, I see.
Always, yeah.
Yep. He's always in the middle of the play.
And he had some leg problems, so now he can't skate as well as he used to. He was very good. He could handle the puck. He could shoot the puck.
Yeah.
And he would tell you, if you're not open, you're not going to receive a pass.
Oh,
and that was a little joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows us, they'll hear his voice.
So the other joke is that now with Lionel skating somewhat impaired, he had to add something to his game which he never had before, passing the puck.
Minor details.
Yeah.
So you play 3 days a week, or you might not be there 3 days a week, but at any rate, now, is it for 3 months, 6 months? How often, how does the season go? Do we have a season?
Year long.
Year long.
A 12-month season.
Yep.
And now, do we have dues, or how somebody has to pay for the ice, I assume?
Well, yeah. So in September, everybody pays a minimal amount of money in the dues, and it goes in the kitty. And we during the course of the year, we'll give to charitable organizations, or if somebody's sick or whatever. And then every day we play, you pay, $10, and it's a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it.
Yep. Basically, $10 for a 2-hour skate hockey game is.
Oh, not you. I mean, ice.
It's a good deal.
Excuse me, ice time is.
I can't beat it.
Is very valuable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we went down there. Let's look at some of the action here that we have. And if you want to comment on it, go right ahead, because we don't know some of the fellows. But if you want to, there we go. There we got a goal. We got a goal there. We don't know who did it, but that's the best we're gonna get.
This guy's an excellent player.
Yeah, he roofed it.
Oh yeah,
Dougie.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Yeah, it looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yes. Yeah.
So there you go. Some of the action that we got down there. That's on there forever.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask? I was going to ask you.
Doug gets the highlight film.
Yeah.
That's well, that was a beautiful goal.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Now, did he play for anyone, or?
I don't know.
He grew up in Shrewsbury, right?
Grew up in Shrewsbury, and his daughter played high school hockey for Shrewsbury. He's a great guy. He just came in last year.
Yes.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're happy to have him. And I should mention Jimmy Amarillo scored a goal there at the end, but he's another guy that had just started. He started the year before I started with you guys, and he was a common thread too. And his daughter played also for Shrewsbury, so he knew Doug, and so it's kind of word of mouth in a lot of ways.
So how many people are there roughly, the guys that you have? Because you're going to rotate. Not everyone's going to be there.
I
all
think
3
that
days.
we have about 70, 75 active players, but like you said, one day you might have 20 guys show up. Sometimes you'll have fewer than that. Sometimes you'll have more than 30 is the cutoff. If you
So you do have a cap that day, because you can only play 3 or 4 lines at the most, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, one of the Rusty Blades organizations I saw was in Roanoke, Virginia, and they put this rule in, but you may not have to put this rule in. It says short shifts are mandatory. 2 minutes is plenty. Then get off the ice. I mean, that's what they got in here. I mean, do you have any of those or?
Usually, you look for when exhaustion is setting in. Sometimes you get caught out there a little extra. We try to keep it short. Like on the Wednesday Legend skates, we'll actually blow a whistle, call time, you know. So 2 minute, 3 minute shift, and then we'll just say change, and everybody heads over and swaps out. We've started to do that more often, but you know, it's regular, like on the fly changes usually Monday and Friday, and sometimes one guy will get caught out there, and you know, if a guy's out there and he's taking up too much ice time from someone else, you hear it from the bench.
So you usually get like 3 or 4 lines, or
no,
three is the max.
Three is the max. Yeah.
And then you got the defenseman.
Yep.
So yeah, you have three forwards and 2 defensemen. That's one line.
Right.
So.
Oh, I see. That group stays together. The defenseman and the oh, I see.
We'll
I see.
try.
Yeah.
Sometimes you overlap a little bit here and there, depending on the play. You know. But you know, when you have less than that, you know, you go 2 lines sometimes. You know, sometimes 3 defensemen will rotate for the game. You know. You know,
now, is there such a thing? We're talking about our good friend Billy Lynch. Is there such a thing as offsides?
Not for him, but for us, yes.
It's the honor system. Everybody we play it pretty straight. We do, and then you know, if there's penalty, somebody gets tripped or whatever, we'll stop and make sure everybody's okay. That's kind of like the overriding thing. We have had some injuries in the past. Hopefully everybody's recovering well. But you know, we want to have a good time. We want to have a good, hard, clean game. And sometimes, you know, injuries will happen, but we're always cognizant of the fact that we want to play safe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as I look, this organization in Roanoke, they have 2 pages of rules and regs. Do you have written rules and regs? It's like oral, pass it down? How do you work that?
No. We actually have rules.
Yeah.
When I was first on the board of directors, I'm an organized guy, so I said we need to have rules written down because it was loosey-goosey. And a group of us got together and we drafted rules, and then we voted on them. We tweaked them, and the rules are, again, gentlemen's hockey. You know, we made definite rules, and if you're a bad actor, you're gone.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Well, we all got to get up the next morning.
Yeah, exactly.
We got things to do.
Yeah, we have to.
Most of us retired. Some of us don't have to get up the next morning.
Shh, quiet.
So what
you
did
just get up for hockey.
So what did you do in real life before we got to this?
Oh gosh. Well, I was in high tech for years and years and years, and then I'm a photographer by trade. I started that in 1970, and when I ended up doing contract work, and I would do the photography on the weekends or at night.
Right.
And I ended up doing technical writing as my last job, and then finally, after I retired, I worked as a part-timer at a BMW dealership. I was the old man there, so I could tell the kids, "Get off your damn phone." That's me.
You must have been saying that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, you're a photographer. Did you ever shoot hockey games?
Oh yeah.
I mean, to me, I'm an amateur one, but I always tried to get the goal. You know, the guy with the puck. It's not easy, but
no, you have to follow the action.
Yeah, or sometimes I just fixate on the net.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, and how about you, John?
I worked. Well, actually, it's funny because I did some technical writing too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I was an English major, which there might be a few of them out there. I don't know anymore.
You meet my wife.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing writing and documentation, and then from that rolled into doing QA testing for a software company that did logistics and supply chain stuff for almost 30 years. Just retired a couple years ago. Company got bought, and perfect. More time for hockey.
Yeah,
I was going to say full-time Rusty Blade now. Yeah, they have them Alaska, Canada, so it's quite a group, really.
Yeah, they're okay. The best one is here.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
The best one's here.
I'd like to talk about what I think would have been a great Rusty Blade. This is a fellow I played golf with in tournaments in Prince Edward Island, Canada for over 20 years. And we're going to take a look at him now. He gave me this picture. It's kind of torn or I don't know what it is, but he gave me this. And somebody wrote up there, Sam Pollock, guess the rest. So the fellow's name was John Hanna. John Hanna was born in Sydney, Nova Scotia in 1935. He passed away in 2005. But John played 198 games in the NHL for the Rangers, the Canadians, when they were the original 6, and then he was an original Philadelphia Flyers. So he's the fellow on the right. The fellow on the left, again, played many years in the NHL. His name is Forbes Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
And he played with Toronto, the Bruins, and he's also an original Philadelphia Flyer.
Oh.
And he had the record for most penalty minutes and penalties in a game until Chris Nyland broke the record.
I think I might have seen that game on TV.
Yeah, it was against the Toronto, and he was with Toronto.
Yeah, he was with the Bruins, and
right.
There was a big scrap, and actually the fans were leaning over the glass to take punches at him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. You met him. He still lives on Prince Edward Island. The other fellow's kind of tough to tell who he is, but you'll know the name when I tell you. His nickname was the Pocket Rocket.
Oh, Richard.
Maurice Richard.
No, Henri Richard. He was the Rocket.
Jacques will kill me. That's his favorite player.
Oh, is that right?
We have Jacques Richard, who plays for us. Wears number 16 in honor of Henri Richard.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's Henri. Yeah, Rocket was number 9. The fellow in the middle is Sam Pollock, who at that time was the manager of the Junior Canadians, and the fellow just before John Hanna is a fellow by the name of Cliff Roach, and he was a Canadian scout. So that was John Hanna, and if we can move the next one, there he is playing for the Rangers, and he's the fellow on the ice. And you can see the goalie is Gump Worsley.
Oh, sure.
And so this game would have probably been in the 50s, and you can see the helmets they wore or didn't wear.
No.
Not only the players, but the
goalies.
Gumper, goalie. And the Gump was with the Rangers, and the Rangers were so-so, and of course, when Gump got to the Canadians, he was an all-star because he had a few guys in front of him.
Tell you what, I like the uniforms on the other team, though.
Yeah.
It looks like the Wings.
That's our.
You get your color, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Gump. Great picture. It's got the puck in the net. The puck on the ice. Goalies. Do we have trouble getting goalies to play in our league? Because I know I was talking to a fellow back when, and he was a goalie. He played in the various leagues. And he would play a game, he'd come off the ice, and the next group would say, whoa, time out, can you stay? Any problem with the goalie? Of course, we saw the one there. He was a little bit different. But anyway, how are we doing with goalies?
Actually, right now we're doing pretty well.
Really? Yeah.
We picked up a couple additional goalies this year. New guy, Mick Davis, who's playing fabulous.
Yeah, he's great.
And we've had some come back from injuries recently. Still a couple of them out.
Yeah.
Right? Turtle's still out.
Turtle's still out. He's from Westboro.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But we
Paul Cravillo?
Oh, I don't know him, but another Westboro guy. Okay, that's good.
But yeah, and I think that's one of the bylaws, isn't it? Be nice to the goalies.
Yeah. Don't slash them, hack them, whack them. No.
So what happens if 3 or 4 goalies come? Do they split or?
They coordinate amongst themselves.
They do their own thing?
Yeah, they have their own special language and like a text thread.
Turtle coordinates it.
Yeah. And so that they make sure that there's always 2 guys there. Once in a while, there might be a foul-up or somebody's sick or whatever like that, and we have to play with 1 goalie, which is not that much fun.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. But they've been solid, and we've had a great year.
Yeah.
And almost constant goaltending. I think Maybe like 3 times in the past year we only had one goalie, something like that.
Well, before you came, there would be a number of times where there'd be no goalies, and so you take the nets and you'd put this artificial goalie in a big plastic.
Oh, they put that like they do at the games. They try to slide it through here, from center ice to win a Cupid doll or something.
Yeah.
But you could almost do that too. But it's not as fun. But yeah.
Well,
of course, you can't lift the puck anyway, so you're going to slide it.
We have a guy, your extra D man will sometimes stay in the net, or sometimes we just shoot for the post.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of little ways you can make it more fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of goalies, we have a guy that skates with us. He was the MVP of the Boston of the Beanpot tournament, 1968.
Oh,
Jimmy McCann.
And he played for BU, and does he play for you guys?
Yeah.
He plays with you guys?
Yeah. He doesn't play goalie anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
He's smartened up?
He's smartened up.
In
fact, he had a 5-point day yesterday.
Yes,
oh, really?
A goal and 4 assists.
That's right.
Now, do you have, I read, I don't know which one it was, the rules. One of the leagues says you get 3 goals, that's it. You can't have, no max on that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Everybody have their own rules. This is a picture of John Hanna when he played for the Flyers. He was an original Philadelphia Flyer. And the real reason I'm bringing up John is that in 1976, 1977, he was the coach of the Springfield Indians.
Oh.
Right out here in Massachusetts. The 1976-77 Springfield Indians. Here are 3 guys that were on that team. You might recognize the names. Barry Melrose.
Sure.
He played out here. Brian Burke.
Sure.
He's the, he's been general manager.
He's been everything in the league, yeah.
Okay.
And talk about goalie, a guy named Reggie Lemlin.
Oh yeah. Lemlin,
Played in Springfield. But what happened, John was going at lunchtime in Northampton to speak to a group. And when he was on the sidewalk, a cement truck come up and hit him. And he was left for dead.
Wow.
Well, that didn't happen. So then they said, John, you're going to lose your leg. That didn't happen. They said, John, you'll never walk again. That didn't happen. But he walked with a tremendous pronounced limp. It was tremendous. But he told me, Paul, in the winter, I can skate. They would build up his leg so he could skate with his rusty blades, whatever it was.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think that gets back to what you guys are.
Yeah.
The rusty blades, you guys are out there. You're doing your thing. It's all guys together, sportsmanship. And that, to me, he would have been your rusty blade.
Yeah.
John, you never heard of him. He played, needless to say, when the original 6, he was a fringe player. But to be a fringe player with the original 6, you had to be pretty good.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So what we did, gentlemen, we went back in the time machine. And we found the rusty blades, you guys, many, many years ago. Remember when you saw Babe Ruth hit a home run, he'd be running like that?
Yeah.
Well, we found footage of you guys doing that. So, Aiden, if we can see the vintage rusty blades. Here we go.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, this goes back a number of years. But I guess you guys didn't know that existed.
No, it's news to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them look strangely familiar. They must be our ancestors.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So, let's finish up here. We have some rink photos. If you want to comment on who these players are there, these are some of the photos we took down at the game.
That's my man Jim Amarello there.
Yeah. One of our guys, I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah.
Eddie Giambetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His brother used to play with us.
Yeah. Kevin Anderson.
Yeah.
Our golf expert. That's Andy Centaro.
Yeah.
That's Doug Einerson. He's
Yeah.
the one who scored the highlight goal.
He was a highlight? Oh,
He's a hell of a
well,
player.
he's checking out the goalie there, checking his moves, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go, we got the puck coming.
Kicking the puck.
Yeah.
And that's you behind there.
Yeah. And Billy Sheridan.
Yeah.
Jack Wells, one of the newer guys.
Yeah.
Great player.
Roland Bossy.
Yeah, giving us the evil eye
Sitting
here.
next to me.
Yeah. Mike Ossing.
Yeah.
From Shrewsbury. No, from Marlboro, excuse me.
Yeah, that's right, Marlboro.
So there we see the red jerseys and the white, so
Yes.
that's...
The kid in the back.
We mean kid, too.
Yeah.
It's all relative, right?
His name is Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty, when the Rusty Blades was being formed, they needed players. And he came to the rink and he said, "Hey, can I play with you guys?" And they said, "Oh, go away, kid."
So he would have been like...
So he was in his, I don't know, 20s maybe.
But he wanted to play with you guys.
Yeah. And so the joke is that right now I think he's 52.
He said 55.
He's 55. The joke is that he's going to retire from the Rusty Blades after serving 20 years, but before he could be of age to actually play. So he was grandfather or actually grandson.
Great grandfather, grandson, or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Reverse grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skip Burnett.
Yeah, from Shrewsbury.
And then we got the opposing goalies. We staring each other down here.
Oh, yeah.
But now, who's this fella here?
I think was that Mick that day, or is that?
No, I see.
No, that's.
I think Foster was the one way down the end.
Foster was way down.
He's way down.
That's Dana.
Yeah.
Dana?
So we got
was that Kenny?
Well, if we do the introductions, we'll know. But anyway, those are your goalies. This guy here, we had to get the star of the day, game. You know how you have the 3 stars? Well, I think John Donovan got all 3 stars today for us. He was Westboro.
Yeah.
And this here, John, you remind me of Derek Sanderson with the poke check. Is this what? That's all I can say. Well, this has got to be the picture of the day.
Trying to get Robbie Tall in this.
Well, you hold it. Nice poke check there.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know if he got by you or not. We're not going to tell anybody what happened.
No, I think I poked it into the corner.
Yeah, you did.
Which is he's a tough guy to go against.
Yeah, he's fast and strong and
Was
tall.
that right? Yeah.
His stick has got to be 12 feet long.
Well, they do have rules against some. Chara had to get an extension or a waiver on his stick, but I don't know if any of you guys did. And finally, we're going to end up with the signature picture we're going to use here, if we can show it here, is the Rusty Blade. You guys really do have Rusty Blades.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
It's a great game.
Great game. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming.
Well, thanks for having us.
Carry on and have a good time.
Come down and watch us again sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get some more footage.
Yeah, lace up.
We'll look for some of that archive footage. Maybe there's some. All right. Well, thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Paul. Thanks for having us.
Yep.
So this is Paul McGrath saying, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at the rink. And if you're not in the game, I hope to see you on the sidelines.